Hello everyone and welcome to Buxton. What you're looking at there, I'm really excited about being here, I tell you, before I even start, because there's so many interesting places to visit. What you're looking at there is the Octagon, and that's part of this building, which, I mean, God, Victorian architecture around here is mind-blowing. Anyway, it's part of this building, which is in the Pavilion Gardens. There's even, just through those trees, there's a bandstand. And then the River Wye runs through here. I foolishly bought 2 pieces of bread. If you do come to Pavilion Gardens, which is 23 acres of Victorian landscaped gardens, it's been here since the 1870s this was started. If you come, bring plenty of bread, because like 2 slices of bread I got attacked by a million geese. Anyway, quick bit of history. I'll go as fast as I can so we can get on with looking around. There's been settlements here for over 6,000 years, and you'll see a photo either before this or after it of a field, which disappointingly in 1984 they discovered something called the Lismore Pot, because it's on Lismore Road, which is a 5,500 year old piece of pottery, which is one of the earliest ever found in the UK, but there's nothing to mark it, because I got there and I thought, it's just a field. Anyway, that was one of the earliest Stone Age settlements in the UK. Then the Romans came here, and then the Victorians took to it, and it's got natural springs, and it grew as a spa town, because anyone that knows, you could buy bottles of Buxton water. This is where it comes from, and I intend to go. There are several free spouts around the town where you can go and get the water and fill your bottle. Anyway, as I said, it's Buxton. It's England's highest market town. It's one of the coldest places in the UK. It's on the edge of the Peak District National Park, with Cheshire to the west and Staffordshire to the south. And apparently we think it's called Buxton because it was first recorded in the 12th century as being the Old English for rocking stone or buckstones. So we shall see. Anyway, I will take you around and show you more while this little chap goes and plays with his ball. So just to finish off telling you about the Pavilion Gardens, that's the entrance into the conservatory, which I had a look around, which has got an amazing array of exotic plants. Right next door is the Opera House. Look at this place. It was built in 1903 as a theatre. Apparently got turned into a cinema in 1927, but in the 70s onwards they restored it. It's closed, but I've just got to walk in and show you the entrance and the ceiling as you go in. This is Edwardian splendour. Take a look at this. Wow, that is quite something. I tell you, this place is amazing. There is so much to see. So we just came from over there, that is the Pavilion Gardens and the Opera House, and you literally walk across the street and you see this huge dome up here. This was originally built as stables in the 1700s, but it didn't have the dome on top. Look at that. It's currently the Buxton and Leek College, which is a shame because it's term time and you can't go in during term time. You can only go in at the weekends. But yeah, it was originally a stables, and then they added a dome in the 1880s. It was a hospital for a while, and it's known as the largest freestanding dome in Europe, and apparently it's haunted. Apparently you hear footsteps and there's vanishing smoke. And then you'll see a little turret just there. That is the Palace Hotel. And the Palace Hotel, if I can zoom in, right there, is where I'm staying. I can't believe I'm staying there actually. That was built in 1868. Apparently it's haunted also. Probably by Mary Queen of Scots, who used to come to Buxton a lot because she had rheumatism and the waters here were apparently good for it. But she's supposed to haunt that place and another hotel and the caves that I'm going to. She roams around everywhere, but I will show you that hotel later. It's quite incredible. and it's literally 2 minutes walks from the train station. The train station is literally there, just past those cars. Anyway, that's even more fabulous architecture in Buxton. I'll be back. Got another interesting one for you. The Old Hall Hotel. So again, near the Pavilion Gardens. Some of the architecture. Wow. Wow. That's back to the gardens again. But yes, the Old Hall Hotel, I turned around because there was a bus in front of it, is supposedly where Mary Queen of Scots used to stay when she came here to take the waters for her rheumatism. There you go. It's very good, isn't it, this vlog for history? I'll be back. I've just spotted there's an artisan chocolate shop at the top of the hill, so I'm going to go and see if it's still open. Here I am again. I trekked up the hill looking for the artisan chocolate shop, but unfortunately it's closed on a Monday. But it is open tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Very interested looking up at that hill. There's a structure on top of that hill. Might have to get up there at some point. Anyway, I've come up the hill. Basically, if you come out of the train station, all the kind of historic places are down clustered around the Crescent, more of which later in the vlog. But if you come up the hill, I believe this part here is called Upper Buxton, and it's a really interesting high street where it's got everything from burgers to bakeries, barbers to bookshops. See what I did there with the B? But no, basically it's full of independents, bars, pubs, shops, post office, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, everything you could need. And there's a gorgeous building over there, which is the town hall. So yeah, this is Upper Buxton. Oh look, fish and chips, that's nice. So I'm going back down into town now, and I will be back with more at some point soon. I couldn't do a vlog without having a church in it somewhere. I always find interesting churches. From what I've read, this is the oldest church in Buxton. I can't see it, but it says in the porch it's carved 1625, and that's when it's believed to have dated from. It's very impressive, but I can't find the carving in the door. But apparently that's the oldest church in Buxton. Here we go. This is the centrepiece of Buxton. This is Buxton Crescent, and Buxton Crescent is now a hotel, but basically it's a Grade 1 Georgian building, and it was built in 1780, and underneath it is the natural mineral waters bubbling up for the spa, and there's a big spa and beauty treatment area in there. The water apparently is always at 27.5 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. But more importantly than that, across the road from it is this. And this is St Anne's Well, which has been here since 1840 and is apparently dressed every July. They have a well dressing festival where they spend up to 300 hours covering this in decorations, and there's two others around the city as well, sorry, the town. But yeah, natural spring water comes up from over there and comes out here, and I have just filled my bottle over here and tasted it, and it's lush, and apparently it's going to fill me with goodness. But yes, that's the other thing. The spring was pronounced holy and dedicated to St Anne in 1460, and this well and the two others like it around the town always have to be free to anyone who wants water. And the properties of it are supposed to give you great health, so I will be bouncing around full of life tomorrow. And there you have it, the famous Buxton Crescent. So, just come back from my travels around town. This is where I'm staying. Britannia's Palace Hotel, which has a very grand entrance, lovely seating areas. You can just see over there blowing in the breeze by that sign is a giant deck chair that you can sit in, which is a lot of fun. It's a giant Connect 4 over there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this when these lights are on later. But this is the Palace Hotel. It's really cool on the inside. I've got lots of things to show you in there. But I only paid, it's between 60 and 70 pounds a night, so it was actually cheaper than somewhere like a Travelodge or a Premier Inn. So that's the outside. In a little while I'll show you the inside. Here we go then. Palace Hotel in Buxton. A very impressive entrance, I think you'll agree. There's the reception area. Really lovely, friendly, helpful staff here. There's just loads of areas all over the place where there's chairs to just sit down and chill. This goes out into sort of restaurant breakfast room in there, and through here is the bar. Gorgeous drapes up on the window, chandeliers, and I assume, yeah, that's breakfast room, lunch. I think they do afternoon teas as well. And then we come through this way. Everywhere you go, there are these little comfy chairs to sit on. It's just a bygone era. It really is a bygone era. So now we're coming back round out into reception out of this very, very impressive staircase. And then you come around here, you've got comfy area, piano. Then look at this round here.
So what we'll do is we'll call it getting married. Everyone can give us some money. We can have a holiday.
A whole load of comfy chairs. There's bookshelves over there with books on. And you've got a lovely corner sofa with a pretend fire. And earlier on they had the telly on, so you could sort of sprawl out here, pretend you're at home in front of the fire, watching the telly. Oh, it's quite something. It is from a bygone age. And I'd say only about 60 to 70 pound a night. There is a lift over there, because the one thing I will say is when they assigned the room and I went up there to look for it, the corridors go off in all different directions, and 2 or 3 times I got very, very confused and ended up coming back downstairs. But yeah, there we are. Very, very, very impressive. And down where I was, down that direction, is the spa, gym and swimming pool, which if you're a resident you pay £6 a day to use. And apparently it's the most haunted part of the hotel. So I'm going to sit down there and see if I pick up any vibes, and I'll check back in with you later. So I just walked around the corner. Reception was back that way. And over here is where the beauty treatments and the spa and the swimming pool are. They're all down there. But they close, varies, but about 9 o'clock every night. Spa treatments. What have we got? We could have a luxury pamper day for 170. Could have a morning booster for £60. What else could we have? Could have facials from £40 to £70. What on earth is a frangipani body nectar nourishing wrap? Anyway, it's £60. But yeah, while I'm here, again, another area with just comfy chairs and reading lamps. This is supposed to be the spookiest, most haunted part of the hotel, so if you spot anything on the video, do let me know. But then I saw this room, which is clearly a function room. Have a look at this before I get busted. Wow. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? I wouldn't mind having a party in here. Very, very cool. Very cool. I'm loving those lights up there. Stage all set up with lights. This hotel is quite something, but I better run away now before someone catches me and throws me out. Just thought I'd try and quickly show you some things on the menu. Well, it's really difficult because everywhere I go there's a glare on it. But yeah, food is 12 till 9 daily. Got everything from, let's have a look, toasted tea cakes at £2.50 to sandwiches that come with crisps and salad for £9. Main courses, 14-15 quid, fish and chips and burgers, etc, etc. Oh, pizzas for 15-16 quid. Side dishes, 4 or 5 quid. I'll skip forward. Wine, there's a big selection of different kinds of wine, and they're all about £5 to £6 a glass. 22 to 25 quid a bottle. Sorry, I can't make that any clearer, but there's a huge glare on it. And you can also have afternoon tea for 2 for £32. But God's sake, don't read the calories. Okay, so I've shown you the hotel. Let me show you the room. Okay, so I did sleep in that bed, that's why it's a bit rumpled. It wasn't like that when I got here. Anyway, mirror, wardrobe, iron and hairdryer and extra towels, hangers, ironing board, tea and coffee making facilities. The only thing I would say here is plugs and sockets. There are 2 there, and that's for the lamp and the kettle. So if you want to use them, you've got to unplug the lamp or the kettle or both. And then over on this other bedside chest, you've got to kind of pull it out to get down to those 2. So plug sockets aren't great. I guess there's a TV and there's 1 extra socket there, but nice big bed. So 2 bedside cabinets. I'm at the back of the hotel. I've got a view of a big chimney, but that's fine. The windows open like a crack, and then they're kind of locked, so you can't get them properly open. Nice thick dark curtains, as you will see, and then chest of drawers over there, TV, into the bathroom. Really good shower, actually, good shower pressure. Bath is really quick to fill. You've got the hand and body wash dispenser, but I've got something I haven't seen in years. They're actually doing little bottles of hand and body lotion, bath and shower gel, shampoo and conditioner, and even miniature soaps. I was really happy to see that because you just don't see it anymore. Anyway, it's not, you know, a glamorous room. It's not Victorian at all, but it's got everything you need. And I say it's between about £60 to £70 a night, and it's really nice and quiet here as well. So there we are, that is the room. One last thing about the room. Very nice touch. When I got here, there were 2 bottles of water, 1 still, 1 sparkling, and 2 glasses. And I thought, how lovely, the local spa water. The strange thing is, this water is not the local Buxton water. It's from Harrogate, which is another spa town, and was bottled in Kent, which I found a little odd that they didn't have Buxton water. But there we are, 2 bottles of free water, so don't argue about it. Just strange. Oh wow, I'm out on my travels again. There are so many cool places around here. Look at this chemist. This is a proper, what's this, 1875. It's like an apothecary. It's absolutely brilliant. I hope you can see inside. Yeah, look in there. That's like it hasn't changed since Victorian times. That is so cool. So cool. We're right opposite my hotel there. And we're going down here to a little shopping arcade. I'm going to show you. Well, I've just come out of the caves, Paul's Cavern, which is absolutely brilliant. It's 20 quid for the guided tour, but it's well worth it. It's virtually an hour and it's really interesting. I wouldn't even begin to describe all the stuff he told me. Anyway, when you come out, you're in Buxton Country Park, and this is somewhere called Grinlow. Hope you can hear me, it's windy. At the top, and there are 3 levels of walk you can do through the country park. Easy, medium, hard. Obviously I chose hard, and it's quite steep, but it's doable, quite doable. Took about 25 minutes to get up here, and I'm heading over there because there's a little thing on that hill, and it's called Solomon's Temple, and it's a Victorian folly which apparently gives great viewing all across the Peak District. So this is the Peak District. This is what I came to see. Beautiful. There is a lot of animal poo in this field, which worries me because I haven't seen the animals that have left it. But I'm going up the temple. See you there. Here we are then, at the top of Solomon's Temple, which is named after a former landowner who built a tower here that fell down, and this was built as a Victorian folly in 1896. And when they excavated it, they found burial Roman skeletons, and it was a burial ground. So I'm standing on a grave. That's not great. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the panoramic views of the Peak District. Stunning. I've just spotted my hotel actually. My hotel is there. That's a long way back, isn't it? Anyway, the walk up, there's 3 levels of walk, I think I said. Easy, medium and hard. I took the hard one. It said it was supposed to take 45 minutes, but it only took me 30. I'm going to take the easier one down because it's getting hot up here now. Even though it's windy, it's warm. So there we are. If you come to the Peak District, it's lovely being in town and seeing the old buildings, but you want to get up here and see the views. Right, down we go again. Why is it wherever I go, it's always windy? Anyway, this is the Peak District. Hello, thought I'd just pop on quickly. A couple more things to show you before I go home, but it's been a really packed couple of days. That's the crescent behind me over there, and that in front of it there is the pump room, which is the tourist information centre, and inside it is St Anne's Well. And I said, I'm confused, outside here is St Anne's Well, and he went, no, there's 2 St Anne's Wells. They built that one afterwards. Anyway, there are 2 St Anne's Wells, and you can fill your water bottle up in there as well. It does taste very nice. So I just wanted to give you a quick summary of Buxton before I go home. Like I say, it's been really packed. What I would say is there's 1,000,001 things to see and do, but most of them are within a sort of a 1 to 2 mile radius near the train station, so that it's really easy to get to all these places. Obviously I've just been up the hill to Solomon's Temple in the Buxton Country Park, and that was it's not that far. You can actually walk through Pavilion Gardens, and the entrance to it's only about 15-20 minutes. Obviously if you're then going to walk up the hill it's a bit more, but I would say I absolutely love Buxton. Anyone I've encountered has been super friendly, because I've frequently got lost even looking at a map because I've been getting so distracted by everything. But like I say, everything is condensed into a couple of miles radius, and it's really easy to get to. There's loads of really interesting independent shops. You've seen a lot of the things. I could probably do another 3 or 4 days here and couldn't cover it all, but it is an absolutely beautiful town. Totally recommend you come in. Might have 1 or 2 more things to add in before we finish, but yeah, I love Buxton. Totally recommend Buxton. And I think I'm going to nip to, there's an art gallery and museum, and then there's a shopping arcade that I was going to walk through earlier that I'll show you, and then we'll be done and it'll be time to go home. Boo-hoo. And I just got to the artisan chocolate shop in Higher Buxton, which I can't remember if I corrected myself. I called it Upper Buxton before. It's not, it's Higher Buxton and Lower Buxton. Anyway, I've got my artisan chocolates, and as you can see, the sun's out, so I better crack on and eat them. Anyway, Buxton, 100% recommend it. Beautiful town, lovely people, a million things to do and see, and I'll definitely come back. Now I'm going to drink my lovely free water and eat my chocolates. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm just going to bob into one last place that I want to show you, Buxton Baths. This was a former public bathhouse that got changed into a shopping arcade called the Cavendish Shopping Arcade, but they've kept a lot of the original tiling, and they've even got the original chair in there that they used to lower people down into the public baths. So let's have a little look. It's a lovely little arcade actually. It's full of independent shops, but look at the tiling in the walls, and wait till you see the ceiling in here as well. Take a look at that. And then over here, it's the chair that was used to lower people down into the water, I assume. There we go. There's a chap who's in the water. So yeah, this is the Cavendish Arcade. Very beautiful it is too. Oh, before I leave, I should correct a couple of things. Although Buxton is in the heart of the Peak District, it is actually known as High Peaks. It's a separate borough of the Peak District, so I'll correct myself on that before someone does it for me. And the chocolate shop that I was at was High Chocolaterie. Oh, one last thing, I was going to try a Buxton pudding, which is sort of a tart with a sweet pastry base and jam and crumbs and everything, but you can only buy a whole one, and I couldn't bring myself to do that. Anyway, on that note, I think we'll head out this way back towards Pavilion Gardens, which was where we started, and it has been an absolutely delightful trip to Buxton, and I will definitely be coming back. And there we are, where we began in the Pavilion Gardens. Thanks for watching. I'll be back somewhere else soon.